Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is May 15th, and it is Thursday. So I hope you're watching these videos very closely because it's working. It's working great, and you're making a lot of money with us. I'm going to get back on the big boys here. Missed them for a day or two while we were popping up here. As I said, we got to get that potential pop. It's in a beautiful, I'm going to start with PCLN here, beautiful channel to the downside. And working out very well. It just keeps making higher lows. Can't beat that. Lower highs, I mean. And as you can see, we're in a downtrend pattern. It is a beautiful pattern, and the pattern is just heading south on the daily. Okay, we did come down today, but climb back up over the 200 and it tried to resume itself. So we're getting tighter and tighter here in this little zone, and it's getting ready to do something. But one thing you need to take notice of is this cross right here, 50 and 100. When that crosses, look out below. Okay, that's going to be an ugly drop, and it's going to be a serious drop. We think that's coming soon. We're coming into a pinch here if you look at it that way, or you can look at it this way, that it's just in a downward channel. Draw your lines from over here. Coming over to the weekly, same thing. It's a mess, and your monthly, same thing. I still have my target in place. Here it is. If I extend the daily out, put that in place, and we will see. I don't want to make this video too long here, but we still have that 850 target. Let's see what happens here. All right, CMG paying off. Yes, JC, member from the chat room. We have a little battle going on here, and we finally broke the 500, just the 500 mark, just like I said we were going to, and the 200 day, and we're getting ready to have a nice cross here also. So we recover the middle Bollinger Band or the 200 day. Look for CMG to be heading south, bound on a high-speed train. We have a nice gap down here that's going to get filled at 440, and this is, if you follow the videos, you know that, 444 area. So keep an eye on that. And we're going to get CMG. It's looking good here. Looking good here. And here's our gap. So we're going to go for that one. Google. And we have a delay of game here. Come on. There we go. All right. So Google, same thing. Came up and last 2 days dropped pretty hard. Did not resume the middle Bollinger Band here today. We got a nice cross already happening here, heading south. And we got the 200 day next in the way right here, 520. It looks like maybe a pin there tomorrow. I don't know. It could be next week, whatever the case may be. It's still in a downward pattern, and if you're in the chat room, you know what options we have, what month we have, and what our target strikes are. So all we have to do is ride out the plan, stick to the plan on all these, and the plan's working great. NFLX, Netflix, it really tried today, but it didn't, yesterday and the last couple of days to really get going here, and we actually thought it was going to come up and hit this target, but it didn't hit it. It did have a nice move, but it broke back under the 200-day moving average, so we are heading back down. Okay, we still have this gap, and we're still committed to this gap. It will get filled at some point at 179. That's our next one we want. There's one prior to that we want to close. I have that written down somewhere. But anyway, if you look on the weekly, it's over the middle Bollinger Band. See if it can hold that on the weekly. If it does, the potential is for this to go higher, but we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of days. We'll do this again tomorrow. So same thing on the monthly. You have a double bottom in place right now on the monthly, so we'll have to see what happens. But let's go right over to Amazon. Amazon is a nice broken chart. It's doing really well. All right, computer, speed up a little bit. Amazon here. This thing, again, like we said, on all these charts, we're in a downtrend pattern, and it's just very lucrative if you plan this properly. These little bounces mean absolutely nothing in the long term, okay? Even though you're getting a little oversold, you get these little bounces, that's it. And then you're still in that pattern for the downside. If you notice in the monthly now, we are still only 15 days into it, but we're under the middle Bollinger Band, okay? So that's a very bearish sign. Same thing over here. We're about to break the 100 on the weekly. If we close underneath that tomorrow, kiss Amazon goodbye. But we do have a nice gap down here also at 266, and we're getting closer and closer. If you're watching the videos, you know that because I've started these up in this area. So keep an eye on that. ISRG, BIDU, there's so many. We'll look at BIDU, ISRG, and then GMCR real quick, if my computer speeds up a little. All right, so we got a nice cross here going on. Beautiful down day today. Nice cluster mess. We've got a nice target down here of 115. Planning these out is working perfect. Okay, you're stuck right in the middle of the 50-day and the middle Bollinger Band right now in the weekly. We'll have to see how the weekly finishes out. Taking a look at the monthly, you could see here that we're just trending to the downside, trying to create a double bottom here, but I don't think it's going to. Look for the middle Bollinger Band 130.54, and a spike down to close the gap is what we're targeting in the next months or so. Okay, so that's BIDU, ISRG. Holy crap, computer. All right, ISRG tried, but it didn't do what it didn't push up any higher today with the Dow being down so huge. So we'll look for this one to come down and test the bottom of this box again. Same thing on the daily and weekly, monthly and weekly. It's stuck in the pattern. So we're just going to keep watching this one. We still think it's going to be going lower. GMCR, she has done fantastic for us. About 700% on the puts so far from up here when we called it in the chat room. Look for the gap fill to get filled, but we called an exit today just because it was it made so much money on it. No need to battle it out. It's not broken. Just needs to come back in and fill this gap. But we called the exit today because we were so far up on those. But yeah, look for this to come in and fill this gap here, consolidate a little bit, and then plan its next move. Same with the middle Bollinger Band here is right around 100, so it's going to stay above that. We're still above this candle here on the weekly, so it looks good. Nice bounce today, little bounce back. Well, it tried, a couple dollars anyway. Off the low, but the monthly looks great. So as long as we stay above this candle here on a monthly, then you're going to be really good to go. All right, members, we have a huge video tonight. We're going to analyze the market so we can plan for next steps. Tomorrow's Thursday, so it should be interesting. We got Janet talking tonight, but I got a couple other charts that I want to go over too. Great charts this week. Really has done a great job. Also, the new options portfolio is posted, and that's up about 56%. If you're not a member, join. We have some great stuff for everybody. Live chat is rocking. You can't beat it for $500 for a lifetime membership. Join tomorrow. MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Have a great night, everyone.